Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go-to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Our next guest is a powerhouse storyteller, podcast host, and author with a journey as dynamic as her voice. Born in Nigeria, raised in Jamaica, and now she is thriving in the USA. She blends her experience as a social worker, radio producer, and a vocalist into the Unfiltered by Jade podcast, now reaching 11,000 plus listeners across 70 plus countries. Wow. Okay. From sharing raw thoughts in her memoir to inspiring through media. She's a force redefining unfiltered storytelling. Help me give a warm welcome to the Gloria Jade Ade-Gold Lawrence. Welcome. You are just so much fun.
Oh my God. Thank you. You bring that out. You bring it out.
You're truly amazing. I cannot tell me about Unfiltered and how Unfiltered came about. So let's back up before we even go there. What happened in your life that got you on the physical journey of becoming an entrepreneur?
What happened in my life? I think I realized that I have a voice and I want to use my voice to educate persons, to inspire, to motivate, to empower people, especially in a setting where I think that we want to be relaxed. Because sometimes I want to listen to podcasts, I want to relax. And I think taking that journey or taking that step was important for me, especially throughout my life, the things I have been through. I think that using your voice is empowering, and I believe that this is the era that I'm supposed to step into as an entrepreneur. So that's what led to me being here.
You were a social worker, though.
I was a social worker. No, I'm going into counseling.
You're going into counseling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm doing my master's in counseling now. So I'm using my background of both to use to empower persons. And it led here also because of my journey. I've been married and divorced, remarried again. I've gone through so many things. So that journey and that background has helped me now with the unfiltered. And being the unfiltered, we talk about everything and anything. Hence the name.
It doesn't matter. The subject line is the subject, and we're going for it,
You're
right?
going for it. Going for it.
And wherever it falls, it falls. I like that. That's fun.
Yes.
We can talk anything. Wow. Amazing. So I have been married and divorced as well.
Really? See, we have that in common.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So how do you balance your personal life, family life with being an entrepreneur?
I don't know what balance is. So there's no balancing happening here. Sometimes families getting 100, sometimes they're getting 50, sometimes they're getting 30. While I have to give the business, sometimes they get 100. It depends. So there's no balancing happening. There's weighing. And as we spoke earlier, and you spoke about the dance, I see it also as a movement. Sometimes chess, who goes here? What's happening now? Sometimes we play checkers. Sometimes we play all sorts of games with it. But at the end of the day, it's okay. I spending enough time with my family. My family comes first before anything else. So even that, there's sometimes though I'm doing so much with the podcast and the business, and whatever other area of my life, I ensure at the end of the day, if I do that, then I give unlimited time to my family for a certain amount of time. So that's how I do it. So there's no balance, but there's just being strategic in how I go about ensuring that my family gets my time. Yes.
So one of my guests told me this, and I thought it was so intriguing. I love sharing it with young families. Her and her husband have what they call Sunday service.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they spend an hour and look over their calendar for the
Mm-hmm.
next coming week. And
Mm-hmm.
they make sure that it is planned out to the T, just to make sure that things are flowing,
Mm-hmm.
because some crazy might happen one way, where another
Yes.
way something else might happen.
Yes.
And I mean, from my understanding, he's on call, so they have to have other people on standby, and they
Mm-hmm.
call it their tribe, and I love that.
Well, my husband is also on call. I have no tribe, so it's just myself, him, and my child. So where balancing comes in terms of the podcast, although I don't really call it balancing, but what I try to do as best as possible is when I know the days he'll be on call or the weeks, there's no podcast. So my podcast, they're always done beforehand. So 3 months in advance, 4 months in advance. So there's always podcasts going out. So even if I'm not recording for a month, I still have podcasts going out because at that time my family is important and my family gets my time at that time.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That is a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do that here too, try to be 3 months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all at least two. And
Yes.
sometimes, that's the great thing. Like right
Yes.
now, I am booking to do our next 3 months
Mm-hmm.
interviews. And then after that, that part's gone, and I move on to the next
The
part.
next one. Mm-hmm. That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
And sometimes we could be quieter, you know what I mean? We can
Yes.
have the whole family going wild while we are working.
Yes. That too.
We can't do it when we're podcasting, though, so that's the problem. Mm. All right. So what advice do you have for other women trying to grow their business that they're starting?
Be consistent.
Mm.
So many times we want to start, and while starting, sometimes we're not seeing the fruit of our labor as yet, initially. So we don't want to continue. So I'm going to advise people to be consistent, and even if you're not seeing anything, go for it. Just continue. If you're doing a podcast, continue recording, continue putting it up. If it is that you're a salesperson, whatever it is that you're doing, consistency matters. So that's my advice to them. Continue being consistent and continue going for it.
That is one of the truest statements and nuggets anybody has given on here, is because that consistency, even when you're frustrated and you're really ticked off
Oh
that
yes.
things aren't working. I mean, that's never happened to me, but it's just what it is, right?
Mhm.
You believe that, right? Janine?
I don't. Not for a second. I don't believe that. We all
No,
get frustrated. We all get frustrated with something that we're doing.
we
All we
do,
all do. So don't think that people don't. No, because people out there will think that people actually don't get frustrated.
but we
We
do.
we do get frustrated. Yes.
I know I do. I'm like, what just happened? Come
Yeah.
on. All right. Okay, so we're gonna call this the laughing podcast because this is so much fun. Oh my god, everybody's gonna want to listen to this one. Why wouldn't they? All right. Knowing what you know now, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
Hmm. I would tell my 18-year-old self to kill fear.
Ooh.
Yes. At a point, I think I was so fearful in stepping out and trying to do what I want to do that will benefit me and what I love. And it was fearful, is it gonna work? Um, would people like it? Those were the questions I asked myself. So I would tell my 18-year-old self to kill fear, step out, do what you want to do, regardless. If people are cheering, if they're not cheering, just do it. If people will accept it, if they won't, it's your thing, it's your baby, it's your desire, it's your love. Go for it and do it. So that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Kill fear, go get it. Kill butt. Kick butt and go do it.
I want to sing this song. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Okay.
I mean, come on, stick it in the rear end. Stomp on it. Whatever you have to do, right?
Whatever you have to do, kill
Because
fear and
it's
go
not
for it.
real. It's not real.
No, no. Fear is
It's
not. No, no, no. I think it's something that we tell ourselves, though.
mhm.
And we put things in our mind about what people will think. So, and we put these thoughts in our mind, these negative thoughts, and they weigh us down, and we now think it's our reality when it's not. Yeah. So it's the thought process and how we think and the environment that we're in at times that cause us to even have these negative thoughts and who we're surrounded by. Because our tribe are persons who motivate us and push us towards our goal and what we want to do. So if we don't have the right persons around us and in our tribe, and if we have persons telling us, no, what you're doing won't work, it won't work. You're listening to the wrong people and you're not telling yourself the right things, being positive. You're not going out there and doing that. So yeah,
Yeah. They need to know that they can do anything they want, when they
anything.
want, and
Yes,
how they want it.
that's right.
It might take a minute, but it'll get there.
You'll get there. You
You
will
might
get
get
there.
frustrated.
You will get there.
You'll get there.
You'll get there.
Mhm. You got to stomp on it. I don't care if you take both feet and jump up and down like a baby, whining, crying, right?
Right. You will get there.
Get it. I love
Yeah.
it. Stomp it out.
Stomp, Stomp it out.
I
You will
think I
get
got
there.
a song for that too. All
If
right.
you
What is one key strategy that has helped you advance in your business that maybe somebody said, "Oh God, don't do that. That's just not going to work," or "That's crazy." What is the thing that you did that helped you move forward?
the thing I did that made me move forward, apart from being consistent, was reading books to motivate myself to push forward. hmm
And
So I love reading books, especially books that motivate, inspire, push. I love those. So I read a lot of books in terms of getting your mind right. Um, and as a Christian, also, I follow what God says. My purpose is what God has for me. So no one else can tell me anything. So when sometimes people are like, oh, why are you doing a podcast? There's so many podcasts out there. Why are you doing another podcast? Anybody's going to notice you. I don't listen to that. I block out everything that they're saying and I push forward because negativity sometimes can propel you to where you're supposed to be, can propel you to your purpose. It can push you there. Sometimes negativity for persons push them down and they don't want to continue. But for me, I strive towards what I want. So you can't tell me I can't do something because I'm going to prove to you that I can do it. I'm going to prove and I am going to show myself also that you can do it. I can do all things through Christ and I can do all things as long as I get my mind right and I know my purpose. And from I know my purpose, you can't tell me anything about what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do.
okay, I want to go back a minute. You've said a few things there that really resonate. There's a lot of it, but the two main things is your tribe and your purpose,
Yes.
because those two things are the things that propel you.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. And so let's talk about people starting podcasts and different podcasts and people saying, "Oh, there's so many," and
Yep.
on
hmm
and whatever they say. You've already proven the fact that you have a tribe. You have 11,000 plus followers
hmm
in 70 plus countries.
Right.
Okay, listeners. But I mean, right then and there, you're proven you have a tribe, correct? And your purpose, okay, impacts
Yes.
that tribe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everybody who's listening to you right
hmm
now with what you said has a purpose that God has given them.
Has that.
And he's also destined the tribe for them as well.
He has. He has. It didn't come easy though, I must say, even with the tribe. So being at 11,000 downloads for me was like when I just started, it wasn't 11,000 downloads. Like, I was like, who is listening? Who wants to listen? I started. Then it got to 200. I was like, oh, it's 200 people. And in the back of your mind, you're kind of comparing sometimes. I have 200 people listening, 200 downloads, right? So for it to get to 11,000 downloads plus, people have to look at the time frame. I'm in my fifth year of doing podcasting. There are times when people look at it and say, sometimes people get 11,000 downloads in a month. But for me, and that's good. But for me, I'm taking it where I am. It took me 5 years, almost 6 years, to get to almost 12,000 downloads. But here, I am here and I'm okay with it. And at least I know people want to listen because they're still downloading, right? So it has moved from 50 to 11,000 downloads, and I'm now in 70 plus countries worldwide. It means people are invested and people want to listen. So for me, that's enough. And if that's where my purpose is supposed to be, to reach those persons, then that's where it's supposed to be. I have no qualms about it, and I'm no longer comparing myself or going in the bathroom and turning on the shower and crying about it.
Oh. Okay, let's be real.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Let's be real. That happens.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, at some point, you are going to go either take a bath, be in the shower, be exercising, doing something, and you start beating yourself up.
Yep.
You need to stop that.
Yep. While you play Adele, yes, you have to play Adele. Okay. And you do that cry. And after you do it, you're okay. But it takes time. So I just don't want people to believe that as you start, you're gonna get there. It takes time, and it takes you building, and it takes consistency, and it takes you believing in yourself, and it takes your tribe.
That's it. Definitely. And guys, I need you to understand this too. And Jade, you can help me with this, explain it. One, you might get 500 downloads. Another one, you might get 0.
Please let them know. Let them know, Angel. Let them know. You do. And it varies. Sometimes you don't know what people are looking for at the time, what they want to listen to. And when you get the 500 downloads, you get the 500 downloads for this episode. And then when you get the 5 or the 0 for the other one, you have to be okay with it. You know why? Because in life, nothing just flows on a straight path, not even the water, rivers, nothing. The tides come in differently. The rivers, when they're flowing, they flow differently. Everything goes differently. So we have to be prepared, not just to excel and succeed, but also for, quote unquote, and I'm going to use this word loosely, failure. It's not failure, but it's not as being as successful as you were with the 500 downloads. And you should be okay with it. Sometimes you're going to get good. Sometimes you're not going to. When you don't let it kick you down, and don't let it deter you from your purpose.
Yep. Yeah. Well, so my biggest thing is, no matter what, I thank God and go, thank you that happened. There's a reason.
Yes.
1. And 2, you know what? It's a celebration, because you know what? I got that one up.
Yes. You still got it up. Yes, you did. You did. And somebody will listen. Somebody, it may not be now, but someone will listen, because there are sometimes I upload stuff, and when I upload it first, sometimes I'm seeing only 10 listeners, and then I just leave it alone. What I stopped doing is stop looking at listeners and downloads when I put up episodes. I don't do that anymore. So when I used to do it, I sometimes see 10 listeners, 10 downloads, and I'm like, sometimes when I go back through, I'm seeing it has reached 100. I'm like, how did it reach 100 from 10? So sometimes, not always going back. Sometimes it's almost like postpartum. You don't always need to go back to look at what you did. Put it out and leave it. God will take care of it. And that's just how I live. That's just how I live my life. For peace. For peace.
Yeah. It's true. You just have to know that it's going to be taken care of. It's not the right timing, maybe.
Yes.
Or, here's the crazy thing. It can be the simplest, craziest thing is that you need to change the title, or you need to change the picture. So the biggest tip I ever got, you're going to love this one, is you actually literally go into chat GBT and ask, hey, what's the hot topics right now?
Or you can ask ChatGPT to help you with titles. So if you have an idea for a podcast, you put it in ChatGPT and ask, give me the best titles for this topic that I'm thinking about, and it will spit it out for you.
Yeah, I make them give me 25 because I don't like everything it says.
That's fine. That's fine. So as long as we're using the technology for good, we're using it.
Right.
So we're using it also to our benefit, right? And if
Right.
it is that we have it, it's free, implement it and use it. I've learned to start doing that too. So I ain't coming up with titles by myself anymore.
No,
My best friend ChatGPT and I, we come up with our titles and we get it done.
it works.
It
All right.
does.
So tell us about any future plans that you may have or goals that you have for your business.
Future plans. My future plans is just to continue educating persons and inspiring. Um, I am thinking about incorporating more of the clinical mental health when I am also doing it, since that's the area I'm going to be in. And especially my focus will be on marriage and counseling because of my background of being divorced, remarried, etc. So that's also where my focus will be on. So I'm also thinking of implementing that in the podcast to give it a little bit more depth to it. I mean, there's depth to it, but to give it a little bit more of that. So that's where I think I'm going with it. But that's it really for the future. It's going to continue. The Unfiltered by Jade will continue educating and giving people the knowledge that I think people want and people deserve to have. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, in today's world, it's not like growing up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or even 90s, or even early 200s. There's so much out there for you to learn and know, to learn from other people's experience. Before, you used to have to go up and beg people, oh, how do you do this? Please help me. You know, now you can just research it, listen to a podcast, do whatever, and it's there.
Yes, it is there. It is there. You don't need to ask people anything. Go on Google. Okay? Go on Google. Type it in. It's there.
Or go to Unfiltered. It's fine.
Good. It's there. Everything is there. Go to Unfiltered. Everything is there.
All right. If you had a superpower for just 24 hours, one day, what would it be?
Read minds.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yes. I like to know what people are thinking.
Especially as a marriage counselor. That would be cool.
Yes. Yes. That definitely my superpower.
Or even doing like being a podcaster and like reading what people thinking, you know, before they read it. That'd be cool. All right. One fun fact about you that many people don't know about.
I'm a bishop's daughter. Bishop's kid. I'm a PK.
Wow.
Both parents were bishops. My father has passed, but both parents. So yeah.
Wow. Both parents.
Yes.
Wow. How was that growing up? I need to hear about this.
It was tough. The expectations were high for us. And I am telling you, I did not like it. I did not like it. But now I have grown up to appreciate it. I appreciate it a little bit more now. Yeah. But it was tough. It was really tough back then.
Are they still in Jamaica?
My mom is. My dad has passed.
Okay.
But my mom is, yeah.
Your mom's still in Jamaica. All right.
Yes.
Oh my God. Love it. All right. You already told me you were an avid reader.
Yes.
And yeah. And so we would love to know some of your favorite books.
I think one of them is Woman Evolve, and this is by Sarah Jakes Robert. Woman Evolved. So this book, it really talks about taking risk, stepping out of your comfort zone to get what you want. There is her talking about getting rid of fear, because sometimes fear not sometimes, a lot of times fear cripples us, and keeps us stagnant in a place that we can't move and step into our purpose. So that's one of the things I have gained from reading that book. And our truth may not be God's truth. So sometimes we have truth about ourselves. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not special. That's not the truth that God has for us. So that's another big thing that I got from it. So yes, Woman Evolve. Her book is powerful. That's one of the books I love. Mhm.
Do you have another one? I think you do. That's why I'm asking. I'm mind reading.
um, there's a number of them. There's a number of books I love. There's a TD Jakes book, "Woman Thou Art Loose."
Oh my God.
Love it.
Stop right there. Stop right there. One of my favorite songs is Stomp. And going with the fear, they have to listen to that song, Stomp.
Yes, I agree with you.
That's from Franklin, no. But
Kurt Franklin.
no,
Yes.
yeah, they're friends. So anyway, it's oh my God. Yes, definitely. Love that song. You know the song, right?
Yes, I love the song. Kurt Franklin Stomp. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But whenever I hear TJ Jakes, whenever I go, oh, Stomp. I think it was it one part of it was filmed in TD Jake's church or something. One part of that.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
mistaken.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
Okay. All right. Finish your book. I'm so sorry. I got all excited.
Woman, thou art loose. I think that also helps women to move out of situations, whether it's abusive, whether it's mental abuse. Sometimes we even cause our own demise by how we think and the abuse that we accept from persons around us. And it even goes back to our tribe again, or people around us and how we relate to them. So I love those kind of books, those empowering books. It's empowering. It teaches you to stand up for yourself, step up to the plate and stand up for yourself. So yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Get rid of that fear and Stomp. All
That's
right.
right.
Song. We already have Stomp for you. I mean, it is your song, but we have other ones. So I need to hear your other songs you love.
I love Oh Mema by Chandler Moore.
What
It
is
is
it
one
again?
of my favorite songs, Oh Mema.
Oh, Mama.
Yes. It is the song that if I am doing anything, it gets me up. It gets me moving. I listen that every time before I do a podcast to get me in the mood. It gets me in the mood. I love that song. It lifts my spirit. There is something about that song that it does something to me. So that's my song.
And you
Stop,
said
but
Adele.
oh
You
my
said
mom.
Adele. So what song would Adele? You said it earlier.
Hello. Let's just listen. Once you start with Adele, whether it's Fire to the Rain, whether it's Hello, whatever it is, Adele. Adele.
That is great. All right. Favorite quotes or quote, whatever.
Um, Rene Descartes, I think, therefore I am. And that means if you can think, it means that you're ultimately existing, right? So once you're existing, it means you're thinking. So once you're thinking, you can do so many things.
Ken.
So every time I'm having a down moment, or I'm not, something is not resonating with me, I remember it. I think, therefore I am. I'm existing, it means I'm going to be able to think about it. So no matter what it is, I just take my time and I go through the process and I am fine. I come out fine because I'm existing. Therefore, God has given me the ability to think about what I need to think about. If it is I can't get it right for myself, Google. And I and I use all the resources that God has given to me. So therefore I can execute anything. So yeah, that's my quote. I think, therefore I am.
Oh, gorgeous. I love that quote. Therefore I am. That's it. And
Yeah,
I mean, that would help them get rid of that fear 100%.
definitely. Definitely.
How do you stay motivated besides your music, your prayer, your book? I think I've read them all. I've said them all.
Yes,
What
you
is
have.
it?
Those are really all the things that keeps you motivated and just continuing to Self-talk. Be positive.
Mm.
Being positive keeps me motivated too. So if I'm having a bad day or a down day, I have to step back. I listen to my music. Sometimes I go and exercise. Um, and I just remember that, okay, you have purpose. You may be burnt out right now. Take time to rest, because sometimes people don't consider that sometimes, or to achieve our purpose, we need to rest.
Mhm.
Okay. So even if sometime it's 5 minutes extra in the shower, do that so that you can achieve your purpose and that you can be motivated. Because if you want to sleep, if you're hungry, if you're tired, you can't really push and fulfill the purpose that you have. So yeah, that's how I stay motivated.
That's perfect. Self-talk, affirmations. Oh
Yes.
my God, key. So my favorite book actually is a very old book. It's
Mm,
Success Motivation by Charles Capps. It was my
mm,
first introduction to affirmations, and
mm.
it's affirmations from a biblical perspective. It
Love it.
is such a great um book, and all
Mhm.
of his books are amazing. I mean, they're
Love it.
older, but
Yeah,
they're
I got
good.
you. Whether they're
Mhm,
old or not, if they give you the pump you need or the motivation that you need, go for it.
mhm.
And
All right.
there's this other one by Julie Schuler, Sparkle. You I love it. I love sparkling. It gets you up. It tells you, let's just get up, spend 5 minutes, smell flowers, walk around, look at the sunshine, don't watch the news. Everything gets you where you're going. Yeah,
Don't watch the news. I like that one. Listen to a podcast. It's uplifting. Listen
definitely.
to Unfiltered.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So, what is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
Okay, so you can stay connected with me on Instagram at the Unfiltered by Jade. And if it is that you want to contact me, the Unfiltered by Jade at gmail.com. And you can find my website. And I also on YouTube. I am on all social media. Well, not all social media, but all podcast platforms. So there's a link there via link tree. You just click on it and you find everything, whether it's my books, whether it's a podcast, whatever it is, you can find it there. Mhm.
Great. And is there anything else you want to share with our audience that we haven't discussed yet?
I just want to share people be confident. Um, when you're having a podcast, anything that you're doing for business, be confident, show confidence. People can sense if you're not confident about what you're doing. So if it is that we're speaking and I'm speaking about a topic and I don't feel confident, people can hear you. They don't want to listen to you because they're not confident about it. So even if it is that you're telling people that the sky is red, be confident about the sky being red, right? Because people can sense when you're not so sure about things and you don't want to give that impression. So step out and be confident in everything that you're doing. Yes.
Jade, you are amazing. Thank you for your authenticity
Thank
and
you.
just the way you stand out, and your confidence exudes. Trust me on that. I love it. So,
It was great. It was great being here. It was really good being here. Thank you so much for having me.
thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.